Hello again, friends, and welcome to another edition of If This Car Could Talk. This week, we're bringing you a stunningly restored example of a model that was available from 1976 to 1980. Commonly called Malaise Era cars, most models from 1973 to about 1987 were more about appearance than actual performance. Well, we love these cars because we got our first driver's licenses in 1979. And at the time, there were a ton of so-called sticker cars on the market, both new and slightly used. They sure looked cool, and if you had one, you were the envy of all of your friends, especially the ones that drove their mom's station wagon to school every day. Our featured car this week could be ordered with all the performance-oriented options when new, and it could be a formidable performer on the streets of America back then. This one happens to have all the right options checked when it was bought new, and now it's even better than it was back in 1978. It's one of the finest Plymouth Volare Road Runners anywhere, as it has achieved lots of recognition at both large and small shows around the country.
Hi everybody, my name is Mark Ziven, Z-I-V-E-N, and I'm a youngster at 81 and change and counting. And you're here today to look at the Plymouth Road Runner that I rescued from a guy in West Texas in the early 90s. And the car looked not quite like this. It looked pretty good. It was rust-free, which is perfect for Texas. I spent the better part of 12 years getting all the little detail parts together. And what you're looking at is the culmination of all those parts going back. All original Chrysler parts from 1978.
How many of these did they make?
There were 147 of these built with this particular interior. The buckets, with the engine. 147 with the 360 engine. And I was not complacent to leave the engine alone. So I managed to find a unmolested 340, Chrysler 340 engine, and had that worked up in really well, and it puts out a tremendous amount of horsepower, and it runs like a scalded dog.
Let's go ahead and open the hood then.
Sure, be happy to.
The jewelry box.
The jewelry box. So this is the engine bay. This was a loaded automobile. It had power steering and power brakes. It was air conditioned. Of course, this was a Texas car, so you'd have to have air conditioning. It still has the original radiator, which I enjoy because it's all brass, none of that plastic stuff. And the battery box, that's the way the battery box was. The upgrades to this engine, of course, it's balanced and blueprinted. It's got the dual exhaust with the hooker headers on it, Mopar performance goodies in there. It's got an Edelbach LD4B intake manifold, which was the thing back in the early 70s or late 60s, and a Holley 600 CFM carburetor. And this machine runs 98.6 miles an hour in the quarter mile, which is way faster than what the original 360 engine would have run. The transmission was also gone through, and it's a 5-clutch pack 904. And the 8 3/4 rear end is a 355 Sure Grip, limited slip differential. So both wheels are pushing this machine down the road. And the suspension was all redone in polyurethane, so it's all nice and fresh. The ignition is all done by the Mopar Orange Box digital system. It was originally it had that computer system, early computer system that Chrysler had called Lean Burn. And I've done away with that, although I have all of those parts, and if I wanted to change the car back for a car show, I could change it all back and nobody would really know that what was living underneath that air cleaner. Air conditioned, as I said, air conditioned car, and the interior, there were only nine of these made with the Spectrum interior. 9 in bucket seats. The others, well, they made a lot more, but they were in the buddy seat, so you could actually seat 3 across the front. But this has this 9. There were only 9 Spectrum interior, and the interior and the exterior all match, which is really cool.
Very
and not to be left alone, this car came with the Road Runner. And the original Road Runner horn was maroon. Not maroon. It was blue. And for this year, they changed it out. They went back to that horn, but it was black. So if anybody, any aficionado that comes here and takes a look at it and sees the Road Runner label on the horn, and it's black. It's supposed to be. So I tried to make the car look like the second day out of the showroom. And I think nice. I'm very happy with the way it turned out.
Let's start her up.
And as I mentioned earlier, this car, we originally, we lived in Illinois, and this car had to pass emissions. And I made sure that when I put this exhaust system together and the intake system together, that it would pass Illinois emissions, and it did, every year. So it wasn't a problem. With the exhaust system and I wanted it to be so it would look like it was never molested. So the twin exhaust pipes come out just to the edge of the bumper on the right-hand side, and that was where all the original Chrysler exhaust systems ended up with a single pipe. But I've got 2 pipes back there, and in the show, nobody's gonna. Most people aren't gonna go crawling under the car.
Quiet back.
Yes, it's
nice level.
It's just right. I didn't want it real noisy. I didn't want to. When you put your foot in the orchestra pit, you didn't want it to make everybody crazy. And my wife absolutely would not have liked that. But it's just enough.
Yeah.
It's just enough. Yeah, to go find mats like that today, you can't even find those.
Is that sticker original?
Which sticker? Yeah, that
Road
is.
Runner?
Yeah.
I remember this style headliner.
Yeah. You know what else is unique on this? Is the headlight dimmer switch. You don't see those too often.
Oh, on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had an old 76 pickup that had that. Did these were they all automatics?
No, I guess you could get the you could get it as a 4-speed on an 833 transmission.
Oh. Oh, that's fun. That sounds good.
Where do you want to go?
Just up a little ways.
Okay. Well, let's go. We'll go around in a big loop.
Okay, that works.
Oh, I'm on camera.
You were.
I was. Yeah, being
We
here.
are up in Prescott, Arizona, for those of you who have never been here. Beautiful area. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that in Yavapai Hills, there's nothing flat.
No, it's nice. So no drag racing today.
Yeah, no drag racing today. While I enjoy putting my foot in the orchestra pit and making this thing go real fast, the real drag racer in the family is my oldest daughter.
Really?
Oh, she's
Good.
got lightning fast reflexes. She can sense those lights coming down,
That's awesome.
and away she goes.
What does she race?
Well, she raced this, and then I had a 1-ton Dodge truck that we took to the 10th anniversary of the Chrysler with Dodge and the Cummins Engine Company, and they took us to Indianapolis Raceway Park.
Oh, fun.
And she got behind the wheel and she raced all those big boys. She went through 6 or 7 heats, and eventually, unfortunately, she finished second to a guy with twin turbo diesels. So she was recognized by the folks from Chrysler.
That's cool.
She won a leather coat. She got a leather coat for her work.
She's still up there? Or she live down here now?
No, she lives in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Oh. Well, we feel honored because this little car doesn't get out very much.
Doesn't get out
anymore.
much.
So.
Doesn't get out. Now it's it's warmed up a little bit. I mean, I've had in this engine of nothing but AMSOIL, synthetic motor oil. That's all I ever run in this. Nothing less. And unfortunately, I mean, the car sits a lot.
Yeah. Wouldn't know it. Still runs like a champ.
Oh, yeah. And the transmission was set up to be streetable, but to race. It's got all the latest of the best technology that was available when I redid the car. So
Yeah. That was perfect.
okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, isn't this car fabulous? A mix of original and tastefully modified components. A beautiful exterior with its stripes, spoilers, and wheel flares, while inside the original born with interior that still looks new and is now nearly 50 years old. We love this car and enjoyed our morning with Mark as he told story after story about his 30-plus years of ownership. Tell us in the comments what you think about this Malaise Era muscle car. Be kind in the comments because we know not everyone is a fan of this era of sticker muscle, but many people are. For us, it just brings back great memories of being in high school and digging any kind of cool car, just like this one. Join us next week as we bring you a history of the Plymouth Volare Road Runner. Thanks for watching.